Victoria, thank you so much for being with us on Saturday morning. Really appreciate. Um, Victoria is one of the AWS recruiter, and from the last sessions, we know that you have a lot of questions for the recruitment process, how to best prepare, and Victoria is the best person to answer those questions. So she kindly accepted to be there. And Victoria, the floor is yours whenever you're ready.
Sure, absolutely. Hi, Chris. Hi, everyone. It was really awesome to listen to Marco. Marco has already shared many topics that I will be speaking about today, but I hope that some information that I will be sharing with you will be helpful. First of all, I'm really admiring BESA leadership team, what you are doing here, helping all the talents to succeed. This is really awesome. And of course, to all the talents out there, you are doing amazing. You are already on your way to become a real Amazonian. You are learning, you are curious, so keep it up. Now, let me share my screen. Here's our agenda for today. So I will start with short introduction from my end, telling you a little bit more about who I am, what I am doing. Then we will be talking about hiring philosophy at Amazon Web Services to help you understand what we do, why we do that, and how we do that. And then, of course, we will be moving to discussing recruitment process overview, specifically from recruitment perspective point of view. And at the end, we will be talking about tips and tricks, specifically also on my personal experience, but on the experiences that I have based on my interactions with the candidates, how to ace your interview with Amazon Web Services. And I hope that we will also have some time for questions and answers session at the end. A little bit about myself, who I am. So I am Victoria Satkowska. You see that my first name, Victoria, is spelled a little bit different. This is due to me coming originally from Ukraine. It is from Cyrillic, translated from Cyrillic to Latin. I do have 9 years of technical recruitment experience in both agency and corporate. During my career, I recruited over 350 professionals in technical world worldwide, covering 4 continents, 21 countries. I've been working with Fortune 500 companies, Google companies, Nest, Cisco, some SAP consulting firms, etc. And now I am super excited to be an Amazonian for almost 1 year. I've started my career with North America region, and currently I am a part of EMEA team. Currently, I am recruiting for professional services team within Amazon Web Services and specifically supporting our professional services team to hire and develop best cloud infrastructure architects, DevOps consultants, cloud application architects, etc. So let's get started. Hiring philosophy at Amazon Web Services or Amazon in general. As you might have heard, we do operate at Amazon in a peculiar way. We do have 16 leadership principles that we are taking into consideration on a daily basis whenever we are making our decisions. And it's not just something that has been written down and we forget about it. We really live it. And one of those leadership principles is hire and develop the best. So it means that each hire needs to be bar raising. And this is also the reason why Amazon or Amazon Web Services does invest into this process a lot. There are many parties that are involved in this process. We are focusing on hiring well rather than hiring quickly. Usually what I always say also to all the candidates, you are competing not with other candidates on the market, but you are competing with the bar that has been already set by current team. You are competing basically with current team members. We are always focusing on finding candidates who can best deliver on behalf of customers, right? We are customer obsessed, who personify our 16 leadership principles and are the best long-term fit at Amazon or Amazon Web Services. So we are hiring long-term talents who want to stay with us, who want to grow with us, and who want to build with us the future. We are always asking a question when we are making our decision. Is this candidate better than 50% of our current team? Every person hired should be better than 50% of those currently in similar roles. So we are constantly raising the bar. This is also the reason why we are able to build such an amazing solutions and basically build the future of the world. Now, talking about recruitment process. So first of all, I would like to mention that we do have a process that in general, we are following Amazon Web Services wide, but there might be also some differences, and it might differ depending on the team or the position that you are interviewing for. So here today, we will be just covering it generically, but keep in mind, you will also always need to speak to your recruiter to understand specifically what is the process step by step for the role that you are interviewing for. As I mentioned, there are many parties involved into the recruitment process. There are recruiters, hiring managers, interviewers, and bar raisers. And specifically to bar raisers, I know that some of you might be asking, who are those? So bar raisers are objective third-party people, someone who is a tenured Amazonian and went through an extensive training, someone who has been interviewing a lot within our organization and is responsible to ensure that we are making an objective and bar-raising hiring decision. Do you need to know who is a bar raiser? No, you don't really. And I will explain you why. So the first step in the recruitment process, or the first step for you personally, is application, right? So you need to apply. Where you can do that, and there are several options. First, and the first option that I'm always recommending is go to our career page, because you can find all the positions that are currently listed. We never have any positions that are not listed on career page. FYI. I listed here also the links, how you can find those. There are also options to find job descriptions or openings on LinkedIn. There's one LinkedIn page, which is Amazon Web Services. And if you go to Jobs tab, then you will also be able to search for the position that you are interested in. Or you can also find another page on LinkedIn. It is Amazon Web Services Careers, and all the positions are also listed there. So I would highly recommend you to follow those pages so you can stay up to date. Now, when you want to apply, what you need to focus on. First and most important is intention. So ask yourself, what do I want to do next? So make your decision really intentional. Look intentionally, specifically on what you want to do next. Quality over quantity. I always tell the candidates, please make sure to focus on the positions that you are really interested in. Don't apply for as many positions as possible. So be also intentional and consistent about your decision. If, let's say, you are focusing or you're interested in data-focused roles, make sure that all the roles that you are looking for, they're really data-focused. And because, so what is happening in the on the background, we are also seeing what positions you are interviewing for, what exactly you are applying for. And of course, consistency is super important for us to see that you know specifically and exactly what you want to do next. Identify your fit. I know Marco was already answering this question from the audience. So basic qualification. This is the area that you always need to focus on, specifically on the job descriptions. Basic qualifications are objective and measurable qualifications that need to be visible and immediately identifiable on your resume. So you need to meet 100% basic qualifications to be able to apply and to be considered. So make sure to focus on that, make sure to highlight that on your resume. And if you are meeting basic qualifications, you will be moved to the next step. Of course, if you have preferred qualifications, this is awesome. Please make sure also to highlight that so that the recruitment team can see those experiences immediately. Step 2, so you met basic qualifications, and now our team wants basically to move you to the next step. You would be receiving a call from recruiter. And very important, please check your spam folder. Oftentimes emails are landing in junk folder, and we try to reach you. Of course, we are calling you too, but if you know you are in the process with the recruiters, make sure to check your spam folder, but also make sure to know exactly what roles you have applied for. When recruiters are reaching out to you to discuss it, make sure that you know what they are talking to. So make your research, be prepared to really showcase that you are truly interested. So you had your call with the recruiter, they identified this is a good fit from a basic qualification perspective, and they want to move you to the next step. The next step, which is also optional, this step is not followed for all positions, Amazon or Amazon Web Services wide. There might be an assessment. So you would be receiving an automated email with an assessment from our system. It might be either work style focused. Basically, the assessment would be evaluating how you align with the leadership principles, or there might be also even work sample simulation. It is related to the job. Sometimes it can be combined. Just want to highlight again, this is not something that will be certainly a part of your interviewing or application process. It is optional. Again, check with your recruiter and make sure to check your spam folder, because this is an automated email and can land in your junk folder. The next step, or sometimes it is also simultaneously, you would be invited to a technical phone interview. Again, it will be sent from automated from our system. So you will be asked to submit your availability for a technical phone interview for 60 minutes, and it will be scheduled via Chime. You don't need to turn on your video. This is usually a phone call. It will be scheduled for 60 minutes, and you will be talking to a person from the team, someone who is already doing the job that you are applying for. There might be sometimes another person, we call them shadow. This is more for training purposes, but you would be speaking to one person only. So this technical phone interview usually is mostly focused around 70% on technical aspect, really evaluating your technical functional fit for the position. How does it align with your experience, and what experiences and examples you have. Another aspect that is also evaluated simultaneously in this interview is also, of course, soft skills based on leadership principles, right? So make sure to also, for this technical phone interview, to read through leadership principles, understand them, and try to incorporate into your answers some specific examples, how you demonstrated the qualities that are aligning with those leadership principles in the past. For example, when you're talking about any of your projects, you can always share an example with the interviewer, how you went above and beyond for your customer to provide the best solution. We are customer obsessed. We love to hear those stories. Or, for example, how you invented and simplified something on their behalf, and it had a big business impact. We love to see that too. Or, of course, how you learn something completely new on your own outside of your working hours. We all are learning, and we are curious, and we love to hear those stories. So there is one promise that we always give to the recruiters. You will receive outcome within 2 working days after your interview has happened. So just for your information, we have no feedback policy. Usually we don't provide detailed feedback. We provide results, outcome. It will be a yes or a no. And if this is a yes, congratulations, you are moved to the next and final step in the interviewing process, which is virtual on-site loop. It will be scheduled virtually. It will be via Chime. This time you will be turning on your camera. Exciting. You will be meeting also all your interviewers. You will see them. And you will be meeting with 5 to 6 interviewers. It depends on what level you are applying for or interviewing for. And the panel will include hiring manager for the role that you are interviewing for, a bar raiser or a bar raiser in training, a person who is going through the training to become a bar raiser. And besides that, you will be meeting with 3-4 other interviewers. Each will be scheduled for 60 minutes, and one person on the panel will be covering functional and technical fit for the role, and the rest of the interviewers will be focusing on leadership principles. Each of them will have 2 leadership principles to cover, to probe you for, and they would be asking you behavioral questions. And here again, we are giving a promise. We will contact you with the outcome within 5 working days after the interview has happened. And you will always get a call from a recruiter. So be on the lookout for that. There's one tip that I would like to give you or would like to share with you. So there are, of course, all leadership principles are super important for us. But there are 3 leadership principles that we certainly need to see in you as a candidate when we are interviewing you for Amazon or Amazon Web Services in general. Customer obsession is the first. So we are customer obsessed company. We are always working backwards from the needs of our customers, and we are always looking into the qualities if you also are aligning with that. Earn trust. It's super important. I'm always telling to all candidates, earn trust is a leadership principle, something that cannot be really coached. We are looking for transparency, for you being really, being able to build trust for a relationship with your colleagues, with your partners, with your clients. And last but not least, be curious and learn and be curious. So all of them are universal, most important leadership principles for all roles, Amazon or Amazon Web Services wide. And I would always recommend you to already prepare your stories for those leadership principles, because you will prompt on that. And just keep in mind, all interviewers, when they are talking to you, they are interested in you being successful during interviewing process. So make sure to help them. So help them to help you. Already. So how to ace your interview with Amazon Web Services? Some tips, as I mentioned, based on my personal experience, but also on based on my interactions with the candidates. First and most important, preparation is the key. If you feel like right now in your life you have many things going on and you're not sure if you will be able to prepare, I would recommend you to maybe just wait and move it to the time when you really have time to focus on preparation. Preparation is really the key. Without preparation, I'm not sure if you can be successful. I did experience some people who were telling me that they haven't prepared, but they were successful. But to be very transparent with you, it's probably 1% of 100. So all candidates who have been successful, they've always prepared. Little extra, what do I mean with that? So oftentimes prior to your interviewing process, you are receiving names of the interviewers. This is your time to do your research. Check them on LinkedIn page. Do you check what they are doing, who they are within the business. So if you have the name of the person who you would be talking to, check them, understand what background they have, and try always to tailor your communication style based on their background. Sometimes you might be speaking on the loop with the people who are from business background. So speak business language to them. If you have technical people, of course, you can always speak technical language with them. And this way, it also helps you to customize your questions that you want to ask interviewers, right? It can be really customized, tailored based on their background. Crystal clear intro and concise communication, super important. Again, if you prepare your crystal clear intro and you practice this more often, it helps you to already set your interview for success. Because first, how you start your interview is always introduction, right? 2-3 minutes intro. This is really like an opportunity for you to showcase that you are a great fit for the position. And if if you prepare that, that helps you also to already open the conversation successfully. Concise communication is extremely important at Amazon, so that's why preparation is the key. When you prepare your examples, when you know what you want to talk about, it helps you already to be concise in your conversations. Know your why Amazon Web Services? This question will be asked, and it should be really tailored to your particular situation. Maybe you know someone at Amazon Web Services. Maybe you've been working with Amazon Web Services solutions for a while and you are a huge fan. So really be truly interested in that and showcase specifically why you are interested in becoming an Amazonian, why you are interested in joining Amazon Web Services. Amazon's leadership principles. So this is, again, a backbone of our culture. We are interviewing you based on leadership principles throughout the entire process. And this is actually the point where I would say that start your application process in general with understanding leadership principles, research them, understand them, and then you will see if this is really the right fit for you. Because again, we have a peculiar way, so make sure to understand and know all the leadership principles. STAR technique. So as you know, we have a very specific way how we are interviewing here at Amazon, and each interviewer will be always explaining you that they're expecting you to answer the question is in STAR technique. What is STAR technique? STAR speaks for situation, task, action, result. So you need to be concise in your conversation. Again, you need to start with explaining what was the situation that you were facing. Then you talk about tasks you needed to handle. Then you talk about actions that you particularly did on the project or in this situation. And you end your story with results, talking about facts, data, metrics that you took into consideration to measure your success. I form. So when you're talking about actions, something that is super important, you always need to speak in I form, not we, not the team, because this way, interviewer doesn't really understand. Are you talking about your particular contributions, or maybe it was a team effort? So make sure that you are communicating to the interviewers. I built, I solved, I approached, right? To showcase that this is that what you're talking about. It's really something that you've done. Be concise and talk data. Data. Amazon is a data-driven organization. We love data. We are looking for data. And the interviewers will be looking all the time for data. So speak data, please. It's super important. Don't shy away from failures. We, as Marco mentioned previously, we are self-critical, right? But we also take risks. We make mistakes, but we learn from them and we do better next time. We do always retrospective. So make sure that you're always also preparing an example or examples in general when you were able not to meet deadline or where you made a mistake. But of course, make sure that you are always explaining what you've learned from that and what would you do differently today. So that's also extremely important. Listen and clarify. That is also very important, really specifically listening to the question. Oftentimes, candidates try to understand, okay, the question that I'm receiving, what leadership principle does it align with? And it shouldn't be the way how you should approach your interview. I always recommend, don't try to align with the leadership principle, but just really listen to the question and answer that. When you are answering the question, then the interviewers will be able to collect the data that they're looking for. If you feel like you didn't understand the question, make sure to clarify, ask follow-up clarification questions. And once you understood that, then start to answering the question. If you feel like you got a question that you've never experienced before, in trust of your interviewers, be transparent. Tell them that you haven't had this kind of situation. And this way you will also, first, in trust of interviewers, right? Secondly, you will also give a chance to interviewers to ask you another question and to be able to collect the data they are looking for. And of course, be curious. Have your questions to the interviewer. At the end of each interview, you will always have some time, so make sure to have some questions. Showcase your interest, but then also to collect data for you personally to be able to decide, is this the right time for you to join the team, the position, etc. And of course, last but not least, ask for help. Be close to your recruiter. Your recruiter knows the best, the team they're working with, what is the need of this team, what they are looking for, how to prepare for your interview. So be close to them. But if you have also someone in your network, friends who are working at Amazon or Amazon Web Services, reach out to them, ask for help. They went through this process, so they know exactly, and they can give you tips and tricks to help you to prepare. So that's basically it from my end today. Thank you so much. And now, if we still have some time, I would like to open a Q&A session. We were asked to introduce ourselves. What else should be included? Yeah, a great question. Again, I'm always saying it should be very concise, 2-3 minutes rundown of your position relevant background, right? Look into basic and preferred qualifications and try to really concisely put it together. For example, you can start saying that I have around 10 years of experience within this area, and really specifically talking basically aligning everything that you are saying with the basic qualifications. If, for example, the job description is asking about your implementation experience, right? Then mention that I've been working on implementation projects for last 6 years. The clients that I've been working with are coming from this industry. If, for example, the job description is asking about some specific industry experience, so make sure to summarize, right? For example, on your LinkedIn profiles, you have the summary aspect, right? So try to align it with basic qualifications and talk about that. And of course, again, data. If you have some data, share that. Like, for example, if job description is asking for 6 years of experience, then mention how many years of experience you have it already. So I hope I answered your question here. Oftentimes you can see it in the job description. If you don't see that, then I would recommend you to really speak to the recruiter. They would know if this position does offer a relocation package. And for your information, oftentimes, specifically, I can speak about Amazon Web Services. Oftentimes, we do indeed offer relocation and we provide sponsorship. So if you don't know if it is offered, just reach out to the recruiters and they will answer you this question. So even you as a fresher, you did some amazing stuff, and I'm sure that you have something to tell about yourself, something that you are passionate about. Already you are in this session, so you're learning, you are curious. You might have had some projects during studying that you were very passionate about. So there's always something that you can share about you, something that is exciting. And again, I would always recommend you to think about leadership principles, right? Review them and think about Amazon being as a customer-obsessed company. We are looking for people who are learning, who are curious, and who are earning trust, and of course, all other leadership principles. But try to put together your story aligning with those leadership principles. So there is always something that you can mention, maybe something from your private life, something that you are doing. For example, even that you are, a part of BESA community, or you are doing some certifications on your own. That is everything that you can always share with the interviewers, and I'm sure that it would also showcase that you are already on your path to become an Amazonian. This is an awesome question. Thank you, whoever asked that. So we would never question you why you applied for a position if, let's say, you're having more years of experience, right? We are not looking specifically on years of experience only, but really on the work you've done, business impact you've done, etc. But something that I would like to share with you, how we operate and how we evaluate the so probably firstly starting with, if you feel like you are applying for the role where you have more position relevant experience, then I would recommend you to check on our career page if there is maybe another position that would be more appropriate for your experience. So let's say you have 10 plus years of experience as a solution architect. Potentially, there might be a senior solution architect role that would be more suitable for you. So I would recommend you to apply for that. But to answer the question, basically, we are always evaluating what particular level within the organization would be best suitable for you. We are always interviewing you, not specifically for the role, but for Amazon or Amazon Web Services as an organization. Oftentimes we have up-leveling or down-leveling. What does it mean? We do have different levels within the organization. We have L4s, those are more for associates, then we have L5s, people with some experience who are already basically working on projects, also owning them. And then we have L6, who are senior professionals. For each level, of course, we do have our specific expectations and bars that need to be met during the interviewing process. And oftentimes, for example, if our team during the interviewing process does evaluate your experiences and everything you've shared with them, and they feel like within our organization, we would be more suitable on the level below or the level above, they would share this recommendation and we would continue our interviewing process for this particular role. So again, just to summarize, figure out if there may be another position that is better suitable for you, but we would never question you why you are applying for a role that is, that maybe does ask for less years of experience, because we are looking for the impact you were able to make. We are looking for your experience, and that's how we are evaluating your candidacy during interviewing process.
And one thing I would like to add here, like during the interview, we automatically, if we feel that you are better suitable for higher role, we do offer that, and vice versa. Even if you have, like, say, 20 years of experience, and if you're, like, applying for a very senior role, and during the interview you feel that you are an Amazonian fit, but not, like, a scope and the complexity of the projects you have done till now, or not at the seniority level, then we might offer you a junior position. So that happens. So do not shy away from applying for positions for either junior or senior. So it will be taken care of.
So probably would like to start with firstly mentioning that Amazon or Amazon Web Services, we put a lot of effort into inclusion, diversity aspect. We do have also 12 affinity groups within our organization, basically for different minority groups where people can connect, where people can help each other, and where people also can amplify for each other. So to answer the question, yes, we do provide support. There are specific groups that you would be able to connect with the people, to get also support, of course, from HR perspective. And I cannot go into very deep into this specifically aspect, but what I can certainly assure you that we have, for example, also chat with candidates program, for example. What does it mean? That we are offering our candidates to meet with someone from the specific affinity group that they are interested in, and this person can have a quick call with the candidate and share with them their objective experiences. How does it look like for them to work at Amazon or Amazon Web Services, what support they are receiving, etc. So this person is usually not someone from the team, not someone maybe even from the specific organization, someone who can really objectively share their stories, their opinions, to help our candidates to make their decisions.